busy tonight. Hey, Primetime Squad, what's going on? Dang, can I get off the block? They don't want me to get off the block, get off the block, get off the block. Okay, jeez. I don't know where everybody rushing to. This time of night, what is it? 9:02 in my neck of the woods. Y'all, I'm just leaving the house for the first time today. Well, no, not for the first time, for the second time today. Leaving the house for the second time today. I was at home working all day earlier when I made that video that I made earlier. I know some people was wondering, was it live? But just for the people who don't know about the premiere option that's available on YouTube, I talk about it every now and then. I think it's a really neat option, if you can't actually go live, or if you don't have the option to go live, or if you can't go live because maybe you got in some kind of copyright trouble and they took your live rights away. Like some people, when they get a copyright, they can't go live for like 90 days. So Premiere option is like the next best thing. Of course, you are not live on the video. You basically record a video, and then after you record the video, you upload it as a premiere on YouTube. And as a premiere, you can set it to come on a particular day at a particular time, and people will get a notification that you are going to have a premiere video come on. And with the premiere video, even though the video itself is actually not live, you are still live in the chat. For some of the people in the chat earlier, I was trying to explain to them, the video, I recorded it earlier when the technician came out to the house to fix the gas leak. But when it premieres, I'm able to be in the chat with you guys live, like in real time, in the chat real time. But anyway, I left the house. I'm like, let me go pick up my youngest son. I was gonna have my oldest son pick my youngest son up, but I'm like, no, I want to go do it because I need to get out this house, because I can still smell like the gas, and like I was telling y'all and telling the technician, he was like, the smell and taste is different, to different people. But to me, the taste was like like I was trying to explain to the technician, I said, I have like this metal taste or this copper taste. I described it as like a penny, like sucking on a penny. I'm like, I had kept telling my sons, something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong. And every day I'm asking them, do y'all smell that? Y'all don't smell that? What is that smell? I can't stand that smell. And I'm lighting candles and spraying around the house. And I'm like, what is that smell? And we have a real clean house, like all the time. We have a real clean house all the time. The boys, ever since they was little, they have to keep their rooms, in order. I'm not saying 100%, clean, but I don't do mess. If I walk in your room and I can't see your bed or walk around your floor, we got issues. So, we keep a fairly clean house, always clean all the time. So I didn't understand what the smell was in the house. And my sons was like, oh, hey, Donna, we had a gas leak at our house, and I have been smelling the smell for a while, and every time I would ask my sons, they would make me seem like I was crazy. And I uploaded the video earlier when the technician came out and he found where it was leaking, and he fixed it and he cleaned it up. He cleaned all the gas that had came out of the pipe. He cleaned all the pipes off, and stuff like that. And told us to leave the windows and doors open for a while, and don't light any candles, don't light any, and I have been doing that like crazy, lighting candles, trying to figure out, get this smell that I kept smelling in the house that the boys could never smell. And I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. But anywho, the technician came out. He found a leak, as y'all saw in the video that I premiered earlier. He found a leak and told me, he said it wasn't at a super high level where, we could die or, something like that, or the house could explode. But I wasn't taking those chances. And day after day, my son was telling me, I can't smell anything. We don't smell anything. It's all in your head. They making me really think, I'm going crazy or something. So anywho, I called the utility company and I told the lady, and she was like, well, if you smell anything, it's gonna smell like rotten eggs. And I'm like, rotten eggs? I'm like, I ain't smelled rotten eggs in a while. I said, I don't think it smells like rotten eggs though. That's not what I would compare it to. And so anyway, she said, well, okay, you need to get out the house, get everybody out the house, and we'll have somebody come there right away as soon as possible. So the guy came out, and as you saw in the earlier video, oh my God, he was like the coolest technician you could probably ever meet. He was so cool and down to earth and playful, and he was dancing, and just doing all kind of stuff that I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting. And then somebody who was watching the premiere earlier, they said, oh, is he flirting with you? I'm like, I just think he's just really nice. And that's probably, I don't know. I'm just gonna say that might be just his personality and everything. But he was really cool. And when he started dancing, I'm like, he's out here dancing and stuff, and I'm up here thinking my house about to blow up. But he was like, yeah, he fixed the leak. He fixed the leak. I'm so glad. I'm just glad I called, because like I said, I've been for days smelling something in the house and having like this weird taste on my tongue, like a metal or copper or some kind of taste on my tongue, which he said, is the results of the gas leak. He said some people it smells a little different to some people and it tastes a little different to some people, but most people say it tastes like or smell like rotten eggs. But no, it didn't smell like rotten eggs to me. It smelled like, I don't know, it just smelled weird, like I don't know, but I still got the taste in my mouth. I'm picking up my son right now, so when I get home, I'm gonna brush my teeth. I should have done it before. I can still taste it. And then the thing about it is, the pipes and the furnace, all that stuff is in the basement, and my oldest son sleeps in the basement. That's where his room is. I have like a semi-finished basement, so he has a bedroom down there. And the man was like, I can't believe your oldest son, who sleeps in the basement, would keep telling you every day that he don't smell anything. And he said the storage room where the furnace and everything is like the next room over to his room. And so I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, my eyes is on the road. I'm looking at the road, trust me. But yeah, that was so scary, and I'm just glad I called the utilities company. Even though my sons kept swearing up and down, they didn't smell anything. And you know what? When the technician came out from the utility company, when he came out and he walked in the house, he said, why you didn't call before now? And I said, well, he said, I can smell it as soon as I walk in your house. And I said, I knew I wasn't crazy. Why am I the only one that in the household that can smell it though? And he says, I don't know. He says, I can smell it as soon as I walked in the house. And so he took out his, tools and his little meter and everything, started walking around the house, upstairs, downstairs, the basement, and he found the leak. Like, and then he said it had been leaking for a while. He was like, you've been living here a few years? I'm like, yeah, I've been living here a few years. He said, this has probably been leaking the entire time y'all been here. And I'm like, what? And he said, but you probably have smelt it before and put it off on something else, as something else. And he says, but when you clean, and like, when we clean, like, we clean like normal people. We use like 409, bleach, Pine Sol, stuff like that. And he says, when you clean though, or when the air comes on, like the AC, when you have the AC on or you're cleaning, it starts mixing with those chemicals in the gas and makes it smell stronger. And I said, that would explain why when the AC is on, that's like the normal time that I smell it, is when the air conditioner is on. But yeah, that was crazy. I'm glad I went with my guts. I went with my instinct. I knew what I smelled. My sons, I don't know. They crazy. I don't know. They crazy. I'm like, I'm the only one in the house that smell this. That's been smelling this for some time, and I'm the only one. That was just crazy to me. But yeah, as soon as he got there, as soon as he opened my door, the technician said, you just now calling? I'm like, well, I kept asking the boys if they smell what I smell, and they said no. And he was like, you always go with your instinct. He was like, whenever anybody in the house smells something, even if nobody else smells it, you call. And I was like, okay. I said, I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson because I should have been called. But within the last few days, or I should say within the last few weeks, but within the last few days, it was really strong. But within the last few weeks, it was getting like stronger and stronger because, everywhere across the nation, it's like 100 degrees, the high 90s, humid, it's been burning up across the nation. So the air has been running more frequently. And so I've been smelling it more frequently. And then, today I couldn't take it anymore. I was sitting at home working, and I was like, it's not right. This something's not right. I'm not crazy. So I called the technician. I told him, I said, somebody needs to come out and check to see if I got a gas leak. And so lo and behold, he comes out. Before he even do anything, he just opened the door. I can't believe you waited this long to call. I'm like, oh, so you smell it? He was like, yeah, I smell it. I smell it as soon as I walk in the door. I'm like, I knew I had a gas leak. And I was excited, not that I had a gas leak, but I was excited that I wasn't wrong. That I knew what I smelled. And although my sons, I don't know what's wrong with their nose, what's wrong with their nasal passages, but I knew what I smelled. Okay, I'm gonna turn the car off. I'm gonna sit here, wait on my son to come out from work. But I knew what I smelled, and that's what I went with. So thank God it wasn't a lot stronger. He said, hey, peanut butter. Oh, that was you. I couldn't really see the name of who was saying what because of the words are kind of really small on the cell phone, and the phone is kind of, far back from me. But yeah, I had my eyes on the road, but I still had that taste in my mouth. That gas taste in my mouth. That's so crazy. But yeah, I know you guys watched the premiere earlier, so I figured I'd come live to you guys and let you know everything is going to be fine. God forbid the house isn't going to blow up. We aren't going to get sick, God forbid, from the gas leak. And he said it's been he said it's probably been leaking since you've been living here. We've been living there over 2 years. Over 2 years in that house. And he said it's probably been leaking the entire time. And I was like, wow. That's crazy. That is really crazy. Can you imagine that? I mean, I can't imagine that, and it happened. So I was really tripping off when he said that on the video. Y'all saw, well, the people who watched the premiere earlier, y'all saw and heard him say, you know, it's probably been leaking. And he had his flashlight on and was showing me the pipes and where it was leaking and stuff like that. But I'm like, that's crazy. I can't believe that it's probably been leaking that long. But anywho, um, the other thing I wanted to talk about was I had posted a, I had updated, I had uploaded a video. Was it today? Yeah, it was today, right? No, yesterday. Oh my God, I think it was yesterday. No, it was today. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. It was today. I had uploaded another video earlier today, about an interview that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have somebody on my show, and they're gonna do a phone interview with me, and the interview is gonna be regarding, like I said in the video that I uploaded, it's gonna be in regarding to Lulu, the little girl who she about 2 years ago, she was at a Cinco de Mayo celebration. Well, you know, a carnival celebrating Cinco de Mayo in South Omaha, and she was on one of those rides where it goes around and around and around, and her hair had got caught up in some part of the ride. Like her hair had got caught up in some part of the ride, and from the ride going really, really fast, when it snatched her hair, it snatched all her hair, her scalp. Like, if you look at the video that I uploaded, I had, what was I saying before my son called? Oh. And so the ride had snatched off her hair, and it literally snatched her scalp off of her head, like the whole side of her head, the scalp, the hair, everything. Just, she was going around in the ride, and when her hair got caught, it just snatched her whole scalp. Her whole scalp came off. Hey T, how you doing? I'm just letting y'all know that I'm okay after I had a gas leak in my house today, and also letting you know about an interview that I'm going to be doing. Hopefully within a few days. About the little girl who was scalped. She was scalped on a carnival ride at a Cinco de Mayo carnival a couple of years ago, and it's been 2 years. When it first happened, of course, she was hospitalized for a very long time. She was on breathing tubes, and she had like 15 blood transfusions. She had, you know, many surgeries and everything. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that again. My son came outside and asked me did I want something to eat from where he works at. So anyway, I was placing my order. But yeah, so um thank you, T Love. Thank you so much. Our house is going to be okay. We're just airing it out right now, getting all the gas smell out, just airing the house out right now. But as far as the little girl Lulu, again, it's been like 2 years since she had that accident on the carnival ride. And I talked to her mom this morning. Well, I saw her mom this weekend, and I talked to her this morning, and I asked her, about Lulu, how she's been, how she's doing. Um, and then I asked her, would she be available to do a phone interview, on my Tanya's Primetime TV YouTube channel. And she said, sure, she would be available. So um, I talked to her earlier, and she said she was not available to do it today because she's busy with Lulu and her other kids today. She said today has been a really busy day, so hopefully, like I told y'all in the upload that I did earlier, it'll be hopefully within a few days or this week when I do that interview. But yeah, um if you look up the incident, her name is Lulu, the little girl. Just look up little girl Scout on a carnival ride, and it'll bring it right up, and it'll show you all the pictures of her in the hospital, hooked up to all kind of machines. Her scalp just gone, her hair just gone, and then you'll see like pictures of her, after several surgeries and her recovery process, and her hair kind of coming back. But it's crazy. You can search it on Google. You can look on Google, look up little girl Scout on carnival ride. It happened 2 years ago, and it was really sad. I mean, it was really sad. It actually happened it actually happened in our city. I stay in Omaha, and it actually happened in South Omaha a couple of years ago. And it was really sad. I thought I saw somebody staring at me, but there's people next to me in another car. But yeah, it was really sad because I mean, for one, I knew the lady. I didn't know her like on a very personal level, but I knew her. And to hear that had happened to her daughter, that was like, oh my God. I mean, the whole city was like, feeling for their family and praying for that little girl. And didn't nobody know if she would make it, if she wasn't gonna make it, I mean, again, if you look it up on Google, little girl scalped on a carnival ride, they got some really graphic pictures of her after it happened, of her in the hospital and stuff. And like, she was like actually scalped. I mean, her scalp was ripped from here. Her scalp was ripped from here and snatched all the way off. Hair and everything. So I couldn't imagine when I heard about that happening. I was like, my heart just cried out, because I had a scare like that when my oldest son was younger. It wasn't quite like that, but when my oldest son was younger, he had went to a carnival with his father. Not a carnival, I'm sorry. He had went to a theme park with his father when he was probably about, I want to say maybe 9 or 10. This was my oldest son. And when he was like 9 or 10, his dad took him with him to this theme park called Funplex. And it was like a birthday party or some kind of celebration going on. And he was like, I'm taking, our son. I was like, that's fine, that's cool. Take him to Funplex, have fun. When he got home later that night, my son had told me, he said, Mom, He said the scariest thing happened to me at the Funplex today when I was on a ride. And I was like, "What you mean? What happened? What did the thing shut down? Did it stop?" And he was like in midair, and my heart just immediately started just beating real fast. Cause I'm like, "Okay, Tanya, calm down, cause your son is home. He's home, so he's okay. He's walking. He got all his limbs. You know, calm down. Just let your son talk." And so I was like, "Well, what happened, child?" And he said, "Man, mom," he said, "I was on this roller coaster or some kind of ride that yeah, it was a roller coaster. Not a roller coaster. It was one of those rides where you hold the bar down. The bar comes over your head, right? And you hold the bar down against your lap. I can't remember the exact name of the ride, but you hold the bar down against your lap, and the bar is supposed to lock, and they're supposed to go around and make sure that the bars is locked. So my son, they went around, they pulled his thing down, he got his hands on it, he's sitting there ready for the ride to go, and he says as soon as the ride started moving, he knew something was wrong. And I was like, "What was wrong?" He said, "Mom, the bar wasn't locked." And I was like, "What you mean?" He said, "Mom, I had to hold on for dear life the entire ride." And he said, "And they wouldn't stop it." I'm like, "What do you mean they wouldn't stop the ride? Did you tell them to stop the ride?" He said, "Mom, I was screaming. I was crying." Now, he's 9 years old at that time. He was like, "I was screaming. I was crying." He said, "But I think that the people, the workers who were working at the ride or whatever, excuse me, I forgot what they actually call those people, but the ride conductors, something like that." He said he think that they heard everybody, screaming like, rides, everybody's screaming. And so he said that's why he thinks nobody paid attention to him. And again, he was only 9 years old. And his voice wasn't real loud, and all kind of stuff like that. And I broke down crying. I broke down crying because I'm imagining, and my son, when he was 9, he wasn't big. He was skinny. He was, and then on top of that, he had asthma. Y'all heard me talk about this before. My son suffered from severe asthma, from seizures, all that kind of stuff when he was younger. So I'm just picturing all this, and I'm picturing him on the ride, just using his entire body, his entire strength to hold this bar down so it don't fly up, and he flies out the ride during the entire ride. And then I cussed his dad out something horrible. I mean, I think I made up new cuss words that day. I mean, I was going off, and he was like, why you going off of me? You act like it was my fault." And I'm like, whenever you take your kids to rides, you should make sure that they are locked in. You should make sure. And he was like, "But Tanya, they was going around locking." He said, "I didn't think that they wouldn't know what they doing and not lock our son in right." I was going off. I was like, "You ain't never taking my son anywhere else." You ain't never taking my son anywhere else. And then and then one time, we went to Worlds of Fun, which is in Kansas City. We went to Worlds of Fun, and when we were at Worlds of Fun, I took tons and tons of pictures. Now, me personally, I had already been to Worlds of Fun. And this was like when my oldest son he was too small to even get on a ride. So I had already been to Worlds of Fun. I had rode all the rides, and I'm a scaredy cat. So trust me, I was squeezing the life out of the people who were sitting next to me, my cousins and stuff, because I got sick after every ride. I mean, I rode every ride to say I did it. And after that, I've never got on another roller coaster ever again. So I was taking my kids though to Worlds of Fun, and even though I wasn't riding, I got in the line with them. I walked all the way up to the rides with them, and every single ride, after the worker, the employee, strapped them in, locked the bar, every single ride, I was right there, pulling it, pushing it, making sure. My son's up there like, Mom, do you gotta do this every single time?" I'm like, I was so paranoid. I was so paranoid because that was just the scariest feeling. Well, one of the scariest, because my son, the oldest one, sent me through a lot of scares, from him being sick and, breathing and hoping he sleep through the night and don't stop breathing. I mean, he was a really sick kid. And so that was one of the most scariest things that happened to me dealing with my oldest son. But, after that, we got older. And when we would go to rides, we went to, where did we go? We went to, was it Six Flags? It was somewhere else we had went. And I told the boys, go ahead. Go for it. No, matter of fact, it was in Florida. It was in Florida. And then another place was in Texas. And each place they went to get on rides. I was like, go ahead, because they much older then. They teenagers. I'm like, if y'all can't make sure y'all strapped down as teenagers, as big old kids, then hey, I don't know. But yeah, that was scary. So when that happened to that lady's daughter, when she was scalped, when her scalp and hair and everything just was snatched off her head, I just thought back to my son. I was like, God dang. I mean, that was like, my heart just broke for that lady. And so it's been 2 years. Again, it's been 2 years. Lulu has been, in a recovering process for 2 years. The little girl name is Lulu. And I am going to do a phone interview. Oh, sorry, door locked. I am going to do a phone interview with her mother on, her status. And yeah, you right, T-Love. They need to do more inspections with them rides. You are absolutely right. But that was really scary. That was really scary, y'all. But you have a nice time at work?
Yeah, it was cool.
They trying to keep you in here all night.
Shoot, make some more money.
I know you can make more money staying longer hours, but shoot, a sister gotta get up early in the morning. Is they gonna bring you home? Talking about can you close? You should have said will y'all bring me home? Catch the jitney. What? You gonna Uber your way home? Put your seatbelt on, child. You gonna Uber, catch a taxi or Uber or jitney. But yeah, so anyway, guys, I'm about to take my child home. We about to go home, and you gotta check out my video later. Remember all this time I kept telling y'all, I say remember all this time. All the time that I kept telling y'all, I smell something in the house, I smell something in the house. And both of y'all talking about y'all don't smell nothing in the house. How long have I been doing that? Like, telling y'all over and over, I smell something in the house, and y'all, I mean, I would ask my kids this like every single day. What's that smell? What's that smell? What's that smell? And they both, we don't smell nothing, Mom. We don't smell nothing. You tripping. That's just you. Woo, 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 woo. Today, I couldn't take it no more. It got really strong. My taste was weird. I could feel like I could taste it and everything. It felt like I was sucking on pennies or something like that. So anyway, you gotta check out my video, son, that I did, because I recorded the whole thing when the technician came out and everything. And guess what? They found a gas leak in the basement. And they said it had to been leaking for at least 2 years. At least the entire time we've been living in that house. And they said they can't believe when he walked in the house, son, as soon as he opened the door, he said, "You just now calling?" And I'm like, "What, you smell it?" And he said, "Yeah, I smell it. I smell it as soon as I opened the door." He said, "You mean to tell me your sons couldn't smell this?" And I said, "They kept telling me they didn't smell anything."
You see my nose stuffed up?
Your nose, you always talking about your nose stuffed up. Like, I don't know. And then he was like, and your oldest son, who has the basement bedroom, he said, "I'm really surprised he wasn't complaining about the smell." But anyway, he fixed it. But yeah, check that video out. He was really funny. The technician, he was really funny. He was dancing and all kind of stuff. had me and the neighbor, me and the neighbors cracking up. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to get off this phone and head home. And
Was it the Latino one?
the Latino neighbor?
I'm talking about the technician.
No. You talking about the handyman? No, this is the actual utility department. The people we pay, our gas bill to and our water bill and all that kind of. They came out. The emergency technician came out. Because when you smell a leak or anything like that, you're supposed to call the emergency number and they send somebody out right away. It took them probably 15 minutes to get there. Yeah, it took him about 15 minutes to get there. And he was at the house for probably 25, 30 minutes fixing the leak and stuff. But yeah, I'm like, I can't believe. Something just told me, and I'm going every day, okay, it's just me. The kids are tripping. Kids say I'm tripping. It's just me. But today, it was I just couldn't. It was just racking my nerves. I'm like, I smell that smell again. And it was it's ugh. My mouth tasted like I was sucking on pennies or something. It was in my mouth. And my eyes was all red and burning. So yeah, I'm glad I called them. But they fixed it, and he had me open the windows, and I was about to go up there, right there. But he had me open the windows and had me open the doors and everything and air it out. So I had the windows, doors, everything open. Did you hear that car over there burning rubber? They was about to run into the back of that truck. That little car right there. And that person, that truck they was about to hit, you see they got what does it say, car auto or something? They just got that truck. They would have been pissed. Ooh, they would have been pissed. Ooh, that reminds me of one time, oh my God, when I was younger, much younger, when I was still on that rah stuff. And me and your uncle, Uncle Seven, we was riding around in my car, and we was on the way home to my apartment, and he was living with me at that time. And so we was on our way home to my apartment, and JoJo, and he who did you say?
I said Joe.
Yeah, Joe. How you gonna ask me and then answer me? Ask me the question, then answer me with the right answer. But anyway, he don't really go by that no more. But we was driving. Well, I was driving, and this lady had ran the stop sign. We was on the back streets, and this lady had ran a stop sign, and she hit us so hard. My car flew up on the curve. I mean, and then after me and my brother kind of gathered ourselves, because we was kind of shook up after we gathered ourselves. And my brother, he's real tall. He ain't real tall. He's 6'3". And I was in a little car. My brother's 6'3". So when she hit us, his knees rammed into the dash because he's so tall, and I had a little car. And so after we gathered ourselves, we both looked at each other and we was like, dang, we just got hit. And then we looked out the window, and it looked like the lady who had hit us, it looked like she was trying to get away. Y'all, when I say we jumped out that car so fast, you know how the little cartoon characters, being the clown car, and all them clowns be jumping out the car real fast. We jumped out the car so fast and took off. We was like, pew! Ran up to her car. I was like, I know you ain't about to drive off. My brother's like, I know you ain't about. We was saying way more than that, but I'm just giving y'all the gist of it. She's like, no, I was just trying to, park somewhere safe, so I'm like, man. She was about to get it. I was like, I know you ain't about to hit and run me. Not today. Sure. But yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I got so many stories that I could tell y'all. I don't tell y'all everything because this is a public platform. And I try not to tell too much personal stuff because I already know how stuff goes on these YouTube streets. But yeah, she was about to ready to leave, Miss Natalie Nolan. She was about ready to leave. Shoot, we was not tripping. We got hit and we was shaking up, but we saw what she was doing. And she talking about, oh, I was just trying to find somewhere else, safe to park. Girl, bye. Shoot. But yeah, she had insurance and everything, and we ended up getting paid, and I ended up getting me another car, and woo-de-woo-woo. But I was so mad because I had literally just dropped my son off at daycare. Literally just dropped my son off at daycare, and I had picked up my brother, and I was taking him to my house so I could drop him off because he was staying with me, and then I was heading to work. So literally minutes from my son being in the car, and at that time he was like 1. So that's why I said this was years ago. But yeah, we must have jumped out that car. I was like, shoot, no sir, no ma'am, not today. You ain't about to do a hit and run on me. But yeah, anyway, I done already said I'm about to get off this live, but I'm really about to get off this live now. But anyway, you guys, I was gonna make a new video about the dead body they found in the lake in my city yesterday, but I'm not gonna do a whole new video yet because they haven't found out what happened to the guy or why or how he died or anything like that. But they did confirm who the guy was. It was some 55-year-old man or some 57-year-old man. They found his body in Carter Lake yesterday, and I did like some breaking news on it, a short, quick video I did yesterday, just some breaking news on it, and I said I would upload another video later, but I'm gonna wait till I find out more about this guy and if they think foul play was involved and anything like that. So the sooner I get, whenever I get more detailed information on it, then I will upload another video about that. But anywho, you guys, it's getting dark and it's going to get harder for you guys to see me, so I'm going to go ahead and get off this live. I thank everybody who tuned in to the video earlier where I had the technicians at my house to find out where the gas leak was coming from, and tuned in tonight for my ride. So you guys, thank you as always for supporting my channel. And Miss Natalie Nolan, I was on your channel the other day and I want to know why you ain't been recording no videos, Miss Natalie Nolan. Unless I'm tripping, the last video that it said you recorded was like 2 months ago. So what's up? Because I didn't watch all your videos and I need some new content. I need you to upload some new content, Miss Natalie Nolan, because I didn't watch all your videos. All of them. So yeah, I love having a playlist partner. You said you said tired, I have some. Oh, okay, I understand. I understand. You do have to make more because I love your videos. I love watching your content. But I love having playlist partners, faithful playlist partners. It's hard to find people who really support you that you can support as well. A lot of people out here will be like, I'll watch your playlist, but if you can't see your numbers going up and your time going up, then they probably not watching your playlist. So it is really nice to have somebody who really is supportive that you can equally support, so you can help out with hours and all that kind of stuff. Because as I always say, we have to do this together. We have to do this together and support one another. So anyway, you guys, make sure You connect with each other. If you have not already connected with people on this chat today, make sure you connect with them and hit them up, watch a video, leave a comment, and you know, that's what we gotta do. Gotta get connected, gotta get connected. But you guys, until we meet again, in the meantime and in between time, I want you guys, Primetime Squad, to stay safe, be blessed, and I am out. Deuces.